Okay, so this week we'll be talking about Ghostbusters Afterlife. So we've now left it pretty much a good length of time before we can talk about it.
So if you haven't seen it, it's tough luck.
Yeah, if you're going on clicking on this and says Ghostbusters Afterlife review, we're going to talk about the film. It's your own bloody fault.
Yeah, if you've not seen it, why the hell not?
Yeah, get to the cinema.
And don't worry, because Mike's seen it and he was drunk at the time, so he barely remembers it. So it's fine.
Wait. Okay, so general consensus. Who wants to go first? Craig, let's start with you.
Yeah, sure. Top movie. As I said, when I finished watching it, I thought it was brilliant. Like it didn't try to be a comedy, as we shall not say its name, 2016 movie did, and it kept the fans happy. What I thought it should have done. Like it was Ghostbusters. Like I said, it was Ghostbusters. Like obviously there's the bits and bobs in it where you can pick out. It's like I know she's smart and stuff like that, but like how can she just use a proton pack straight away and stuff and silly things like that? But I loved the movie. I thought it was brilliant. Like and obviously the ending to it was just perfect as well. Like it, bringing them all back into it, and even the one who's sadly gone as well, bringing him into it. And
it was beautiful. It
was really good. And like I'm hoping, like obviously with the post-credit scenes in it, there's going to be another one that how it ended really. So
Chris, what about you? What do you think of it?
I thought it was brilliant. We went to see it in 4DX. Which was really cool. That's with COVID and all that sort of thing, we don't tend to get to go to the cinema very often. So 4DX is our guilty pleasure after discovering it the other year, because we were supposed to go to View at Cheshire Oaks to see Gremlins, and we missed it. And it turns out that they were showing it at Broughton Cineworld. So we went over to Broughton and it was in 4DX. So we saw Gremlins in 4DX and it was absolutely brilliant. So can't recommend that enough. But Ghostbusters, I thought it was brilliant. I like Craig said, it was Ghostbusters. It was a return to, and I don't care how many people on the interwebs sit there going, "Oh, well, we're not really interested in the lore and all this sort of thing. We're not interested in seeing, like the background and all that sort of thing." I do. I want to see the background. I want to see the lore. I want to see like more of this universe.
I thought it was good at like how the beginning, how it showed how he died without actually putting him in it as well. Like like and how it was good. That's all I can say. The only thing I didn't like is how they traded Slimer for that other one. I weren't a big fan of that other one. Yeah, I would have preferred that they brought Slimer into it, because like whenever I think of Ghostbusters, I always think of Slimer as well. Like I said, and I'm just gutted that he wasn't in it and they brought that other one into it. But it was good. It was brilliant.
Mike, what did you think?
I thought it was the worst film I've seen ever, to be fair.
Really?
Yeah, I absolutely hated it. Like, especially the fact that like they didn't bring the women back into the film. I am fucking with you. I thought it was fucking amazing. Genuinely, like I went and I fucking cried at the end.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I cried as well.
I don't cry at films normally. I was like that next to Jenny. Like I'm not crying.
Yeah, we cried. Yeah. Ian cried. Craig cried. And we all did. You know it.
It's a fucking emotional film. Like for anyone who's a fan of Ghostbusters, it was definitely fan service, 100% fan service.
Yeah, and we didn't care.
That's what we all asked for. Like, like, can you give us some fan service, please? and he did it, and it was brilliant. And then it made us cry at the end.
I was kind of gutted with the Hellhound dogs. I was kind of hoping to make them run like they did in the old movie, but all the legs flapped up at the same time. I thought if they made them run like that, like they did in the first Ghostbusters movie.
They did. I will say that they did absolutely like sort of like some of the scenes. They did absolutely like go scene for scene. From the old films, like when Lewis is getting chased by the devil dogs, they literally did the same thing in the Walmart.
Yeah, where it burst out the door.
In the Walmart scene, where
exactly, it burst out of the door of the Walmart. Exactly how it burst out of the apartment building. Yeah.
No, it was like in the original, it was the was it like the
the apartment
restaurants. It was the park restaurant. Yeah. The park restaurant, and like it comes out of that fucking window exactly the same.
No, it comes out the apartment building.
It comes out the apartment
building. But same difference, absolutely same difference. It does it exactly the same as it came out the Walmart thing, and it was spot on. And I thought that, and it was just little bits like where they were there going, why are they mining selenite here? And I looked at my lad and I said, because they built the apartment building out of it.
Selenium.
Yeah, selenium. Sorry, and I said, pass it on to your mum. So
just little fan services like that.
Oh yeah,
quite cool. To be fair,
it was great.
I did like.
And that's why I think that's why like a lot of like the people who like reviewed it didn't like it, is because it wasn't for them. It wasn't for the people who hadn't seen the old films. It wasn't for the people who weren't massive Ghostbusters fans. It was for the Ghostbusters fans.
Yeah, exactly.
Point.
What I was going to say, like the bit where Paul Rudd was, he meets the Hell Dog or whatever they're called. Like I said, he did the thing.
Terror dogs, I think it is actually. Yeah,
he did the thing what I think most humans would actually do. Like when it roars, he throws the ice cream at his head. I'm like, it's like you would, wouldn't you? You'd be like, your hands would just throw
fucking shit yourself and just throw something, whatever you
in your hand, like fuck you. A tub of Haagen-Dazs at this bloody hellhound's head.
Yeah, absolutely, you would.
Yeah, it was. It was genius.
Yeah, I with you, I absolutely loved it. I mean, I did cry at the end, and that's coming from a point because I lost me, I lost my dad 86 years ago, and like seeing that bit with Egon especially when he sees his daughter, that just set me off. Any scene like that in the film now sets me off. But it was just so poignant, and she got to say goodbye to her dad and stuff like that, and it was beautiful. What I would say is, I did find the film pacing to be it's slow at the beginning, but once it ramps up, it ramps up.
It is a bit, but
but it was good, and it didn't feel like it's the time.
If it felt like by the very end of it, and it feels to me like by the end of it, it's setting up another film.
Oh, definitely, and I'm really
I hope
what
so.
To do with this.
I really hope so.
Ian, I was going to say too, they made it more. How do you say it now? Because you said you didn't realise when we were doing a Ghostbusters episode that the key master and the key thing.
Yeah, they physically did it.
They did it this time.
They actually
they gotta fuck for it to happen, you know.
But Ian was like, I didn't know they did that really. The first
you didn't click as a kid.
That's it. You made it so that you clicked more than this.
No, you said it didn't even click as an adult. To be fair,
no, I did click as an adult. We'll get the actual back up.
I was 40 years old when I finally.
What I was going to say then.
Excusing the pun, they didn't beat about the bush about what they were up to this time round. So
I was going to say, it was the bit, I mean, it did have some proper jump scares. I mean, that bit especially, it was around about the Terror Dogs. The Terror Dogs, even the original film, shit me up. And, I know, Chris, you said you didn't like Possession, but when that, in the dark, when that Terror Dog jumps out of the mum, it just, I left.
Yeah.
That was a proper big jump scare. And when she went, I mean, the woman who played the mum, when she we say there's no mom, only Zool, and then she just started like going wild, and I thought that was brilliant. I will say this as well. I know it didn't have Slimer in there, but there was a ghost that was one of the Ghostbusters toys. It was the Popeye ghost. Like, it used to be a ghost. They used to have like a figure. I was thinking like one of the early ones.
Was that the one behind the bar?
No, that was like the zombie, wasn't it? No, it was like it had 3 eyes, but had this big one that popped out of its head and had the eyeball attached. That used to be a toy.
Oh, right, yeah. I remember that toy.
Yeah, well, they re-released
you press
it now.
something on it and the eye would pop out.
Yeah, exactly. Popeye, it's actually in the film. It's one of the ghosts that escapes. And the only I didn't know they had that eyeball Shandor in it, and you only bring him back, and he's played by J.K. Simmons from the Spider-Man films, and he's only in it for like he had like one line, then like Zool kills him. Was it Gozer?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he rips him.
Gozer kills him. Yeah,
goes like proper tears him in half, doesn't she? Or he, whatever it is.
Yeah, and it took me a while to recognise who was playing Gozer, and it was the girl out of it, that Olivia Wilde, isn't it, from Tron Legacy?
Yes.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Ah,
I thought, but it was a really good film. I loved it I thought it was a bit cheesy when the Ghostbusters came back, especially like Bill Murray. You know, I love Peter Venkman, but he just hammed it up quite a little bit, you know, with the lines. But Ray, when he was talking about Egon, you know, when he's talking to the girl on the phone, and it's just the way he was talking. It was so like passionate, and you could tell how, you know, that was quite poignant. That I was saying, you know, talk about the story of Egon and what happened. But yeah,
you can see that like they were all kind of like missing him. To be honest with you, and it was really that ending. Like nobody would ever fucking not tear up at that.
Agreed.
I well thought though as well. That's I can't say her name now. Miss Weaver. I'll just call her Miss Weaver.
Miss Weaver.
I can't get a first name for some reason.
Sigourney
Weaver, that's it. Sigourney Weaver. I well thought she wasn't going to be in it until obviously the post credits. I was like, no way, they're keeping her out of it. And then obviously she pops in the post credits, doesn't she?
Well, this is the thing. This is the thing, because I was sat there and the credits rolled, and then it said Sigourney Weaver, and I sat there and went, she bloody wasn't.
But yeah, I was like, she's not going to be in it, and then obviously she's in the post-credit bit.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, good. Yeah. What was the first one though? It was a mid and an end one, wasn't it? What was the mid one now?
I think the mid one was Peter and Dana, and then the end one was Winston. Yeah. It was a cut scene from Ghost from the first film, wasn't it? And about the lucky coin.
I couldn't remember. Yeah. I forgot to. That was the bit with Sigourney, the one where he was shocking him, doing the test, which I thought was quite funny doing that test.
Which bit was the bit where it showed the containment unit? Was that the very last one?
I think that was the very last one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the bit where they go into the building and they bring the car in, wasn't it? And the containment unit flashing.
Yeah, and he said that was a Starbucks, and it wasn't.
Oh yeah, he did, didn't he?
Yeah. Was it Ray on the phone?
He did,
he says, "Oh, it's a Starbucks now," and it wasn't. Winston had been paying the rent on it and keeping it there. So there you go. I thought I did notice that, and I thought that I did like that. I thought that was great.
Cool, yeah.
What did Ben think of it, Chris? Did he like it?
Oh, Ben thought it was ace. Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, he thought it was really good.
I'm finding that a lot as well. Like a lot of people who've talked to the kids have really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Tommy wants to watch it.
I mean, Ben's seen. I think he's seen the second one. He's definitely seen the first one. I think he's seen the second one. If not, then
I don't think it matters.
Well, no, it doesn't. Well, this is it. I think all these people, like the critics and what have you, kind of slate it or what have you, and they're I assume that they're basing it on it being a standalone film, which it's not. It's not supposed to be. In no way, shape, or form is that supposed to be a standalone film where you kind of critique it or whatever on its own, without any kind of anything else, because there is other things. There are the first two, so why would you? That to me doesn't really make sense. So but yeah, Ben thought it was really good. I'm trying to think what he said about because he did mention it. Yeah, the one that kind of replaced Slimer. can't think what he said about it. I can't remember. I know that
I have to say I wasn't a huge fan of the Marshmallow Men.
No,
scenes.
I wasn't either.
Mainly because it didn't really make
Staples
any
marshmallow.
sense. It didn't make any
really
sense
do
because,
it, yeah.
well, because in the original,
I think it's for
the
novelty,
idea,
weren't it? Really, that.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was for novelty, and when
Yeah,
the idea of it,
that's fan service. That is right there.
that what it was in a way, and like, but the original was like because
Ray thought of it, weren't it?
Ray thought of it when he shouldn't have thought of it, but that didn't make any sense why they would then come back.
No,
but then
no.
They did explain. No, they explain it in one scene. He says that. Oh no, that was in the computer game. Sorry, I've been playing the computer. They explain it in the computer game, but they don't explain it in the film.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah.
I'm going to have to put the game on now after we finish this.
In the computer game, it basically says that because Gozer had once had that like form before, then he can like reanimate as that form.
Yeah.
So they do explain it in the game, but they didn't explain it in the film.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it makes more sense that way. I don't know whether they include the game as canon though, but that game is brilliant.
No, they don't. They've said now that the game's not canon anymore.
No, that's good.
Right.
That was such a good game. I love that game.
The reason they said the game's not canon is because otherwise the Egon forgetting everybody would not make sense.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Just out of interest.
Yeah.
Just out of interest, what did everyone else think of Gozer?
I thought they did well to make it like
sound.
how it was, like from the original movie. I thought they looked spot on from it.
Yeah.
Really.
But the outfit looked a lot better.
At all.
Yeah, I've got to say, because that was one of the things that while I was watching it, that was one of the things that kind of stood out because when Gozer kind of forms and what have you, I'm sat there looking at this figure and thinking that, not only does that look like it's powerful, it's scary, it is this kind of otherworldly being that could literally destroy the world sort of thing. Yeah. But it just seeing that with today's kind of techniques and what the graphics that they
kind of made it look like the 80s version as well, didn't they?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. But like an updated one, and I just I thought it looked great.
They did it really well, yeah.
I was really made up with that. I was really happy with that.
How Egon set up that device to shoot the proton packs into the pit when it started to grow and stuff like that. I thought that was good.
Yeah. That was actually really clever. And
there you go. There you go. That's why the little marshmallows were in it, because they're the ones who wrecked it, weren't they? They're the ones who
broke it. Wasn't it? It was Paul Rudd.
Oh yeah, it was Paul Rudd.
Yeah. No, they destroyed the one in the car. They were messing with the one in the car.
This is 100% our longest podcast we've ever made.
True. Yeah, but we are fitting a lot into it.
Yeah.
It's cool though. It's cool.
Yeah, it's weird.
But yeah, so absolutely final thoughts. I will say this before we go, another piece of geek knowledge. So in Ghostbusters 2, when they're at the party and the lad goes up to Ray and says, "You guys are full of crap."
Yeah.
That is the director of Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Oh, right.
So is that Egon's son, is it?
So,
No, it's Ivan Reitman's son.
Oh, yeah, he's the original
Ivan Reitman's son.
Yeah. And his daughter was in the TV show. His daughter's in... Ivan Reitman's daughter was in Ghostbusters 2. She was the little girl with the puppy. Anybody ever seen Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Yes.
That's Maureen Ponderosa.
Is that really her?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
She is, yeah.
She's absolutely brilliant in that fucking TV show as well.
Yeah, she's in the show called Working Moms that we watched when Kate was pregnant with Ezra, and she's like the main star of it. And what's name plays her dad?
She's pretty big. She's pretty big in Always Sunny as well. She's like pretty much. She's the grounding sort of person in Oh Sonny.
She wasn't the grounding person. She turned into a cat.
No, yeah, that's true.
Called herself Isis.
She's funny though. She's funny as fuck.
Yeah, she is really funny, but she's a brilliant actress. But yeah, there's my little bit of geek knowledge for the end. But nice. So final thoughts was Ghostbusters Afterlife, definitely absolutely a brilliant film. I can't wait to see if they do more. That's it. What about you? Anybody else want to put any final thoughts?
No, hit it all on the head there. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, exactly the same. I really hope they do another one. I just thought it was brilliant. Absolutely, spot on follow up for the first two.
Yeah. Mike, your final thoughts?
My final thoughts are I love you guys. Thank you for letting me do this podcast. Can't wait to do next week's one.
Yeah.
Peace out, dudes.
Peace out. Okay, thanks.
See you all soon.
See you all soon. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take it easy.
Okay, Beastman, I will read the thing. Thank you for listening to the Geeky Dads podcast this week. You can find us on Twitter at the Geeky Dads Pod, Instagram at the Geeky Dads Podcast, Facebook.com/the Geeky Dads Podcast, and even now on YouTube, the Geeky Dads Podcast. What the fuck? We're on everything now. You can even listen and subscribe on Anchor FM, Spotify, Pocket Cast, and even Stitcher. Leave that alone, Beastman! You infernal boob!